The scream came just before midnight, cutting through the cold October air like a jagged knife. By the time neighbors rushed to the old hollow house, the front door was wide open, and the lights flickered as if trembling in fear. Lena Harrow was gone. Raven Hollow was a quiet town, the kind where everyone knew everyone and everyone knew Lena. Sweet, soft-spoken, engaged to the charming architect Evan Cross. Together, they'd been restoring the hollow house, a sprawling Victorian mansion that had been abandoned for decades after a string of mysterious deaths. Locals said it was cursed. Evan called it a dream home. When Lena disappeared, the police thought it was a break-in, but there was no sign of forced entry. Only her phone cracked, blood-smeared, and found near the staircase. Her fiancé claimed he'd been out late buying decorations for their upcoming Halloween engagement party. But Detective Rowan Kane didn't believe him. As investigators combed through the mansion, they found something odd. Scratch marks along the floorboards in the study, as if furniture had been dragged hastily. Beneath one of the loose boards, they discovered a small box containing faded love letters. But they weren't from Evan. They were from Maeve Turner, Lena's best friend. The letters were intimate, passionate, filled with jealousy and longing. "You said you'd choose me, Lena. You said you loved me, not him." Evan swore he knew nothing about it. Maeve denied ever writing them, saying they were part of an old prank, something silly from our teenage years. But her trembling hands told another story. Days passed. The town mourned. Evan's interviews grew stranger. First grief, then anger, then an eerie calm. Maeve was always nearby, comforting him. Too close. People whispered that grief had turned to something else, something forbidden. Then, on Halloween night, a local hiker found something in the woods behind the hollow house. A torn piece of Lena's nightgown tangled in the roots of an oak tree. Beneath it, shallow dirt, freshly disturbed. When they dug, they expected a body, but what they found chilled everyone to the bone. It wasn't a body. It was a wooden box, the same kind found beneath the floorboards. Inside was a locket, a lock of hair, and a photograph of Lena, Evan, and Maeve. Someone had drawn a red X over Lena's face. That night, Maeve confessed she and Evan had been having an affair. She claimed Lena found out that they argued. She ran out into the woods and never came back. Evan said the same. It was love turned tragic. But Detective Kane wasn't convinced. The mansion still felt alive, whispering secrets through its walls. And then, just as everyone thought the story was over, a new message appeared on Lena's old phone, sent at 3:03 a.m. from Lena Harrow. It read, "You thought I wouldn't find out. You thought the house would keep your secret. But the Hollow sees everything." When the message appeared from Lena's phone, everyone froze. The device had been in evidence for days, locked, powered off, sealed away. Yet at exactly 3 a.m., a text had gone out. The Hollow sees everything. By morning, the police station was in chaos. The digital forensics team swore the phone hadn't been tampered with. No one could explain how the message was sent. But Detective Rowan Kane knew what it meant. The Hollow House wasn't done with its secrets. Kane returned to the mansion that same morning. The air was heavy with fog, the old house looming like a shadow waiting to breathe. Inside, every step echoed with a creak, the kind that sounds too much like a whisper. In the study where the letters were found, He noticed something new. The bookshelf had shifted slightly. Behind it, the faint outline of a door frame. When the team pried it open, they discovered a narrow staircase spiraling down into darkness. At the bottom, a hidden cellar. Dusty wine racks, rusted tools, and on the wall, a series of photos pinned in neat rows. Lena, Evan, Maeve, all smiling in some, arguing in others, and one dated just 2 nights before Lena vanished, showing Lena standing outside the mansion with a terrified expression. Behind her, a figure with glowing eyes in the window. When confronted, Maeve broke. She confessed that Lena had found out about the affair weeks before she vanished. The fight had been ugly screaming, threats, tears. Lena told Maeve she'd make them pay for betraying her. What no one knew was that Lena had planned everything. She staged her own disappearance to frame them. She hid in the mansion's secret cellar, leaving traces, fake blood, broken glass, and a trail leading toward the woods. She wanted them to panic. She wanted them to suffer. But the plan went wrong. The house was old, unstable. While hiding in the cellar, a support beam collapsed, trapping her inside. Her phone died. She screamed for help, but no one heard her. By the time anyone returned to the house, it was too late. When investigators finally broke through the rotten wood beneath the cellar, they found her body curled in a corner, clutching her phone. On the wall beside her, scratched with trembling fingers, were her last words. "They'll think I'm gone, but I'm still here." Evan and Maeve were both arrested for obstruction and deceit. Their affair, their lies, their silence. The town of Raven Hollow fell silent again, haunted not by ghosts, but by guilt. In the weeks after, the Hollow House was sealed off. But sometimes on quiet October nights, locals say they see a light flickering in the top window. They swear they hear tapping, like someone trying to send a message from inside. Detective Kane retired soon after the case closed, but he never forgot the night he read Lena's final phone message, recovered posthumously from her drafts folder. It said, "Love built this house, but betrayal buried me in it." The night Evan Cross was released on bail, the fog in Raven Hollow was thicker than it had been all year. The streets were silent, the air heavy and damp. He told himself it was just weather, just coincidence. But as he drove past the old mansion, his headlights flickered once, twice, then died completely. From the dark, a single whisper slipped through the air. "Evan, you built my tomb." He froze. The sound was unmistakable. It was Lena's voice. Evan hadn't slept in days. He was seeing things, hearing things. The police had ruled Lena's death an accident, but that didn't stop the guilt from crawling under his skin. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw her, that look on her face the night they fought, when she'd screamed that she'd make him feel what betrayal really was. Maeve wasn't doing any better. She'd moved into a small apartment on the outskirts of town, away from the press, away from the pitying stares. But strange things started happening there too. Her mirrors fogged up on their own. Her phone rang at 3:03 a.m. every night, the same time Lena's ghost text had been sent. And when she finally answered one night, there was nothing but shallow breathing on the other end. Then a voice whispered, "Did you miss me, Maeve?" The phone shattered against the wall. Desperate for peace, Maeve sought out Detective Kane. He'd left the force but agreed to meet her. When she confessed everything, the affair, the guilt, the haunting, he didn't laugh. Instead, he showed her something. A photo recovered from Lena's phone, time-stamped just before her death. It showed her standing in front of a mirror, eyes hollow, and behind her, something dark, something tall, reaching toward her shoulder. She wasn't alone that night, Kane said quietly. There's more to that house than we understand. Together they returned to Hollow House. It had been boarded up, the air thick with decay. As Maeve stepped inside, she felt it a pulse in the air, slow and steady, like a heartbeat buried in the walls. The lights flickered on, every bulb, every candle glowing faintly red. And there she was, Lena, or what was left of her. Her reflection shimmered in the dusty mirror at the end of the hall, eyes open, lips moving silently. Then the whisper came again. You took my love. Now take my place. The mirror cracked from top to bottom. Maeve screamed. Kane rushed forward, but the floor gave way beneath her. She fell through rotted boards into the cellar below. Dust and dirt rained down, and there, in the dim light, she saw it, the outline of Lena's body, still resting in the earth. Her own phone buzzed beside her. One new message. From Lena's number. I'm not buried. I'm waiting. Maeve's scream echoed through the hollow house, and then silence. When Kane looked down into the cellar moments later, Maeve was gone. No body, no footprints. Just a faint, glowing message scrawled in the dirt. She's home. 3 nights after Maeve vanished, Evan Cross woke up to the sound of footsteps pacing above him. Slow, heavy, rhythmic. The problem was, he lived alone. The noise stopped only when he whispered her name. Lena? Silence. Then a soft reply from the corner of the room. You left me there, Evan. The lamp flickered. Shadows twisted across the walls. And for the first time since her death, Evan saw her standing by the window, pale as the moonlight, wearing the same blood-stained dress she'd been found in. Evan stumbled back, choking on terror. He'd convinced himself it was guilt, nothing more. But now she was here solid, silent, eyes filled with something that wasn't love anymore. Lena, I didn't... He began, but she cut him off with a whisper. You didn't save me. You watched me fall. Over the next days, the haunting worsened. Every mirror reflected her face. Every faucet dripped red. The smell of damp earth filled the house, no matter how often he cleaned. He burned the photos. He smashed her ring. But nothing worked. Because Lena wasn't haunting him from the grave, she was pulling him toward it. Detective Kane, now haunted by his own memories of the case, returned to Hollow House after learning of Avon's mental collapse. The mansion was different. Colder, quieter, the kind of silence that listens back. Down in the cellar, he noticed 2 sets of footprints in the dust. One larger, one small, bare, and faintly smeared with mud. They led to the corner where Lena's body had once been buried. But the grave was empty. In its place lay Maeve's necklace and a note. Written in red ink, trembling handwriting. She's not gone. She's with me. That night, a storm rolled through Raven Hollow. Lightning flashed across the town, and the mansion's silhouette glowed briefly against the sky. Kane swore he saw 2 figures standing in the top window, a man and a woman watching. By morning, Evan Cross's car was found abandoned at the bridge. His phone sat on the seat beside an open notebook. Inside were the final words he ever wrote. She said she forgave me, but her touch was cold. His body was never found. A year later, Hollow House was demolished, but locals say the land never quieted. On Halloween night, you can still hear music playing softly, an old tune from Lena's wedding playlist. Some swear they see a woman in white walking near the ruins, holding hands with another figure. Sometimes they're arguing. Sometimes they're laughing. Detective Rowan Kane left town after that, but he sent one final letter to the state archives before disappearing too. Inside the envelope was a photo, grainy, taken the night before the demolition. It showed the ruins of Hollow House under the moonlight, and in the doorway, two silhouettes, Evan and Lena. At the bottom of the photo, Kane had written only one line: "Some houses don't just keep memories, they keep promises."
This is Crime of Passion Chronicles. Subscribe and watch out for more.